So you've all seen the headlines: millionaires made overnight, fortunes built within months. But here's the question nobody's talking about: how many of those people actually secured their profits? Most of the time, when you read these headlines, they are talking about unsecured gains or unrealized gains. Without a plan, gains in crypto are just numbers on a screen. Today, we're going to be diving deep into how to take profits in crypto, lock in those gains, and avoid being that person who watched their portfolio vanish in the next crash. Ready? Let's get started. If you're here, you've probably asked yourself, when should I take profits? How do I cash out without losing to fees or market crashes? And most importantly, how do I make sure my crypto gains lead to real life financial freedom? This guide is for everybody, whether you're just starting out or you've been in the game for some years. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a clear, actionable plan to secure your gains. Stick with me because the tips we'll cover towards the end could save you thousands in mistakes. So, what's the point of winning in crypto if you never cash out? That is a really important question to ask yourself. I mean, looking at today's market, up 4.22%, it's clear to see how volatile crypto and the crypto market can be. Crypto is one of the most volatile markets on the planet. Prices can swing 20% or more in a single day. That's part of what makes it exciting, but it's also why profit taking is essential. Here's the hard truth: most people don't lose money in crypto because they didn't invest. They lost because they didn't know when to sell. Think of it this way: crypto gains are like a winning lottery ticket. You could hold on to it forever, but if you never cash it in, it's absolutely worthless. Profit taking turns paper gains into tangible results, whether that's paying off debt, buying a home, or even just reducing your financial stress. It's the only way to turn market success into real world impact. Taking profits isn't just for whales or day traders, it's for anyone who wants to stay in the game long term. Profit taking means selling a portion or all of your cryptocurrency to lock in gains. It's not about abandoning the market, it's about securing what you've earned. Crypto is a game of cycles. If you're only holding for a moonshot, you risk losing everything when the market corrects. Profit taking helps you balance growth with security. Do you have a plan, or are you relying on hope? Hope is not a strategy. Before you hit the buy button on your first coin, you need to plan for when and how you take profits. Why? Because emotions will cloud your judgment. Greed during bull runs and fear during bear markets can lead to bad decision making. So here are some questions you should probably ask yourself to build that plan before buying any crypto. So first off, what's my risk tolerance? Am I comfortable with the market volatility? As we mentioned earlier, we can see swings that exceed 20% in both directions. If you're not comfortable at the outset, when you first get into the market, it's something you've got to get used to. And the second question would be, what's my financial goal? I think it's really important to have goals. I talk about this with our members in the Discord. Do join the Discord. It's absolutely free to join, link in the description of the video. But look, what are your financial goals? Is it to, invest, to pay off your debt, buy a property, save for retirement, buy a car, take your family on their first holiday? It could be something else. It could be anything, right? But what are those goals, right? You need to set them out. And what percentage of your portfolio are you willing to sell at one single point? Like for me, when I buy, any cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Cardano, Chainlink, whatever it might be, I have, price points in which I plan to sell. And it does take a lot of that FOMO out of the equation, and it does help me actually realize realize gains, right? I do take profit off the table. And I've done this recently and I share with our members as I'm doing so. So look, let's say you invested $1,000. You decide to sell 20% of your holdings every time the value increases by 50%. That's a stretched, emotion-free approach to locking in gains. And I think it's a good one. Let me know your strategies in the comments below. Let's help as many people with strategies as possible. So is it better to hold for the long term or take profits early? Well, the answer depends on you, really. Short-term flippers, great for those looking to capitalize on quick market movements. For example, if a coin surges 100% in a week, short-term traders may sell immediately to secure gains. But remember, this strategy comes with higher risks, stress, and more transaction fees. So you've got to be aware of that. Whereas long-term might be ideal for believers in crypto's future. By holding through market cycles, you avoid the noise of short-term volatility. However, the challenge is watching your portfolio drop during market crashes and, without panicking. I think that's, something very, very important. We've seen this, you get bear markets where, you can see the value drop, in excess of like 90%, 80 to 90%. So there's a lot of challenges when it comes to doing this. But, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Are you short term or are you long term? For me, I'm a mixture of both. So let's get to the meat of this video, the strategies that could help you cash out like an absolute don, a pro in the crypto space. So look, let's aim to, make gains. So set a specific price target, for example, 50%. 100% or even 500%. Once your coin hits that level, sell a portion. This takes the guesswork out of the equation. So you can do this by also setting price targets. So for example, if we use Cardano ADA as a prime example, let's say you bought at 28 cents, which is a price point that a lot of people bought at, and you wanted to sell at 50 cents, 75 cents, and $1, perhaps $2, perhaps $5. You can set those points out on paper before you make your investment, and when those price targets get hit, you can take your profits. Now, sometimes I did this. I set a target for coins. I saw them, exceed it. And you can't be upset if it goes slightly higher. You're not here to catch the top. You're not here to catch the bottom. If you do that, you will end up being that person that holds the bag, in my opinion, because very few people manage to catch the top or catch the bottom, and a lot of people do get caught out in this way. What I would say is, you get an opportunity to double dip, because normally if you see like a 50, 100%, pump to the upside, it's normally followed by, a big, pullback, right? And you can then double dip, so you can then dip back in and then sell again at that price. Again, locking in profits, just something that I did multiple times in the last bull market. And then you can sell on schedule, right? So, dollar cost averaging into the market is a great way to get really good prices, but it's also a great way to dollar cost average out of the market and realize those gains. For a more consistent approach, you could set a percentage of your holdings that you want to sell each month, each quarter, as an example, right? Again, it minimizes the emotional decision making when it comes to putting it on paper and in this way, right? You could pull out your initial investment once you've made profit. For example, if you invested $500 and your portfolio is now worth $1,500, you could withdraw the $500 and let the rest ride. You're now playing with the house's money, if you kind of look at it in a gambling casino kind of viewpoint, which a lot of people, in my opinion, are gambling with meme coins and stuff like that have no real world utility. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody can do their own thing. It's completely cool with me. It's just not something that I really sort of delve into in that much detail. But look, there's great ways to dollar cost average out of the market. There's great ways to set your targets and approach. And look, I think that whichever route you go down, as long as you've got a plan and you stick to it, you should do well in the crypto market, in my opinion. Taking profits this is only half the battle. You also need to protect your portfolio. Set stop losses. A stop loss automatically sells your assets if the price drops below a certain price. This limits your downside and prevents, catastrophic losses. And I think it's really, really important to make sure that you minimize those as much as possible. The other thing would be to diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Hold a mixture of cryptocurrencies to reduce the risk that you hold. So you've heard of dollar cost averaging for buying, but did you know it's actually a powerful strategy to exit the crypto space as well? With dollar cost averaging, also shortened to DCA, you sell small amounts over time rather than all at once. This reduces the risk of cashing out during a temporary dip or missing out on future gains. And I think it's my favorite way to enter and exit the crypto space, as I mentioned earlier. Let's say you plan to sell $10,000 worth of crypto. Instead of selling all in one day, you sell 2,000 each week for 5 weeks. This is a great way to make sure that you don't just sell and then see the price, increase by, 50, 60%, which does happen in the crypto space. Now, it's really important that you understand a few other, pieces of information that I think could save you an awful lot of money. You don't want to mess up. Learn from other people's mistakes. Once you've taken profits, don't leave them vulnerable. And I mean this really, really sincerely. Move your gains off of exchanges into secure wallets for long-term storage. For example, if you've exited Bitcoin into USDT or USDC, perhaps storing it on a hardware wallet like Ledger, which is the gold standard, might not be a bad idea. I suggest doing this. It's something that I, practice and preach, and it's done me proud, through multiple cycles now. Also, diversify your wallets. Don't store everything in one place. It's like having all of your cash in one bank account with no backup. And for me, it's really important to understand this. So you've now taken profits. What could go wrong? Here's what you need to watch for. So something that I got caught out with is, having my bank frozen. So frozen bank accounts are a real big issue when it comes to large transactions and, potential risk. I got caught out, back in 2020. I put some money into crypto. I, pulled some money out, and Santander rung me up and they asked me a heap load of questions. I answered all of those. I was willing to give them the transactional history from Coinbase, but they took it just a step too far for me. They wanted to know where all my crypto was stored. And at that point, I kind of felt it was a bit risky. So I didn't continue answering their questions, and they closed my account down after freezing it. So, this for me is one of the biggest risks when it comes to cryptocurrency. A large deposit from crypto can trigger red flags. Call your bank ahead of time to avoid any, complications. And again, you can ring ahead. It's not actually necessarily the bank that is doing the freezing of the account. It can be a third party that specializes in money laundering and all that stuff. But look, what I would say is, it's good practice to contact your bank ahead of time, let them know what's, likely to happen, let them put notes on the system. You will need to have documentation to make sure that, they see that the money is legitimate and not, laundering money and activities of crime and all that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, crypto still has this stigma attached to it, which, is no worse, I guess, than collectibles and art and stuff like that, where we see lots of money laundering. And banks have actually participated in money laundering an awful lot. I mean, just look at HSBC, for example. And I've got Santander UK on my screen. It's not an endorsement. I would tell you to stay as far away from those cowboys as possible. For me, it's about having different crypto cards, not necessarily putting all of my crypto into the bank account, perhaps just storing it in stable coins in a hardware wallet, and only using banks for like big, transactions that you can't pay with crypto. So, I would minimize the risk as much as possible. If you want to find out more, join us in the free Discord link in the description of the video. We have a lot of different, talks around this and video content for members. So definitely worth checking that out. The other thing is, crypto crashes. And what I mean by crashes is loads of people go on the website and then the website, all of a sudden goes offline. And when it comes back online, all the prices are dropped because all the, high net worth individuals that get priority have all managed to exit at the absolute peak. So just be mindful that you want to have access to many different exchanges. There are some exchanges listed in the description of this video, and you do get some really, really good rewards for signing up through the links, the affiliate links in the description of the video. So definitely worth checking that out. But, I encourage you to get, on as many exchanges as you can. Get KYC'd if you need to on all of them, and make sure that you've practiced, on and off ramping, using those exchanges, right? And then we've got regulatory issues. Stay on top of the country's regulatory, changes, I guess, for crypto. Crypto regulation is, evolving. Some withdrawals may require additional documentation, as I mentioned earlier. So just be aware of all of that stuff. I think it's really, really important. So if you want to make the most of your crypto journey, here are a few additional tips from me. Only invest what you're willing to lose because this market is so volatile. Stay disciplined with your profit taking plan. Keep learning, and you can join our free Discord, link in the description of the video. It's absolutely free to join. Over 7,000 people supporting one another navigate this space safely. We do private sales and seed rounds and all sorts of different things that you can get involved in. But, for me, it's a priority of mine to make sure that our community does really well when investing in cryptocurrency, and you can learn from other people's mistakes so you don't need to make them. The market is evolving continuously, and you need to stay informed. This gives you an edge when investing in cryptocurrency. So are you ready to turn your crypto gains into life-changing outcomes? I really hope so. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other videos. Make sure you hit that notification bell. But if you found the guide helpful, I do appreciate it if you smash that like button, share the video as well to anybody that might need it to support them. It's great crypto insights. And, why not leave a comment down below? What did you learn from this video? What did you take away from this video that you think is going to be, really helpful for your crypto journey? Really hope that you do engage with us and let me know that information. It's going to help us tailor other content that we do in the crypto space. In crypto, it's not about timing the market perfectly. It's about having a plan and sticking to it. And I will see you in the next video. Hopefully this was useful.